na Universidade de Washington, na conferência internacional de Disciplina Positiva. E eu estou aqui ao lado da Jane Nelsen, a criadora da Disciplina Positiva. Ela conseguiu um tempinho aqui para a gente falar um pouquinho, então vou fazer umas perguntas para a gente saber um pouco mais sobre a trajetória maravilhosa da vida dela. Hi Jane, thank
Hello.
you very much for your time.
Is it obrigado?
Obrigada.
Obrigada.
I'm so happy to be around you, to get the chance to interview you. Thank you for your time. And I would like to know, why and when did you decide to learn a new way of parenting?
Well, because I have 7 children, my
Wow.
before, during, and after positive discipline children, and I just didn't know how to be a good mother, but I really wanted to. So actually, I started taking a class in early childhood education and was fortunate enough to have a professor who said, we're not going to teach you a bunch of theories, but just the Adlerian theory about how to help children learn self-discipline and responsibility and cooperation. And so I took that class and it just changed my life.
Wow.
So that even though it was difficult, because I was what I call a yes but, what if learner, where I would think, yes, but if you don't punish them, are they going to do whatever they want? And but
Yeah, actually this is what everybody thinks when they first know positive discipline, right?
Right.
So,
But we just did an activity at this think tank conference that we're at, where we talked about the importance of children having love and responsibility, or belonging and significance. And so it is not being, we don't believe in the punishment, we also don't believe in permissiveness. So it's really helping children learn that inner locus of control, where they do the right thing even when nobody's looking. But because it helped me so much, then that's why I wanted to start sharing with other parents and just doing little parenting classes in my home. And then I was lucky enough to get a job in a school where they were implementing these principles, and out of that I got so many stories from so many parents who.
and how long ago?
This
did you
was
start?
in 1975.
Wow, it's a long time.
Yeah.
So, and what was your biggest challenge during this past 4 years, almost 4 years of positive discipline?
Do you know, I don't know that it's even been a challenge so much as it's been a growing experience. It's like, first of all, when I self-published the book and had no idea it would become so popular, and then I was first teaching classes with Lynn Lott to do this experiential method, and then it just kept growing. So we formed a nonprofit, and it just keeps growing.
And it starts really local, right? In your town, around your place. You didn't start traveling around the United
Oh no,
States.
not for years. For years, I would just have people come and do a workshop where I lived, and then people started inviting me, and so then, I mean, I was really shocked though when it started going all over the world.
I can imagine.
Uh,
And we are so happy that you did. And how do you feel about the fact that you have positive discipline spread around the world right now, like for more than 20 countries now, right?
yes,
And so deep into the people's heart, because everybody falls in love with this
right.
practice.
Well, the
So-
thing is that when I ever go and visit other countries, and I'm talking to the parent educators or parent facilitators, and I always ask them, how many of you have felt that this changed your life, and that's why you did it? And then I say, how many of you hear from the people you teach that it changed their life?
Yeah.
So I think that this is one of those things where most people do it because it changes, like I did. It changed my life, so I wanted to share it.
Oh, yeah.
So then other people try it, and they say, oh yes, it really does work, and so they want to share it.
And that's why people love you so much. And I love you too. Thank you, because it changed my life. Wow. I was like a very angry mother. Thanks
Right.
to this, I changed it completely. Thank
Right.
you. And the last question. Jen, you are a very inspiring woman, because now you are 82 years old, right? And you are still so active. So what is your advice to this new generation of parenting? If you could give like an advice, what would you say?
Well, I think first of all to know that this will absolutely not make you a perfect parent. Positive discipline will not make your children perfect either.
It's not about perfect people.
No.
Nobody is.
But it will make you enjoy it so much more.
Yeah.
And that's what I found is, okay, I'm not perfect and I make a lot of mistakes, but which is a great model for kids to teach them that it's okay to make mistakes and they can learn from them. But to just know that, okay, I can fix the mistake. I can learn from it. We can learn together and make things better.
actually we are all human beings and we are learning, we are growing from each other.
Right. And the thing that is kind of funny about this, though, is that your kids, when you teach them this, they hold you accountable. And they say, that doesn't sound like positive discipline. Or they'll say, maybe you need to take some positive time out. So,
yeah, and now you have granddaughters, grandsons, right?
I have 22 grandchildren and 14 great-grandchildren.
So beautiful family and big family. And how do your children and actually now your grandsons and granddaughters change it, their behaviors through this path? Do you see this difference?
I don't know for sure. There's too many of them for me to keep track of. But some of them have told me that they read the book and they said, oh, it saved my life when their kids get through that, going through that rebellious stages, even at 2 years old or 4 years old, and they say it really helps them. So,
thank you. Thank you very much for your time. I hope to see you in Brazil anytime.
Well, I've been there.
Yeah, I know. So thank you very much.
And thank
I have you. Thanks for the opportunity to interview you.
Thank you.